Hey y'all, welcome to Monday Night Live. Super excited that y'all are here. We are going to jump right in. Oh, I'm Christina, by the way, and we're going to talk about the healthy pipeline and how to utilize the resources we have for y'all as a team. Who goes where? When do they need to be there? Anybody ever feel like that there's so much of offerings, like there's so many good things out there that it's like, what do I pay attention to? And then it can get like noisy in our brain, like cluttered in our brain. So we're going to talk about how to know what to do. By the time you leave this call, you're going to feel so confident that you know what to do with all your people. And that's what we're after. So let me move this out of the way. All righty. And then let me, those people. Okay. All right. Get out of the way. Present. I'll have y'all know I made the majority of this Canva by myself. So there's that. Okay. Healthy recruitment pipeline. Now, why is the pipeline important? Pipeline is important because if you show up to work your business in each part of the pipeline consistently, your business will always, it'll always be moving forward. It'll always be growing. You won't ever have to worry about not getting results. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. Okay. Here is what you have to know though. Your brain is limited to its ability to be effective from three things. Okay. Three things. Attention. Your brain has to know, what am I supposed to focus on? What am I supposed to focus on? Your brain also has to know, what should I be inhibiting? What should I be not focusing on? What should I be ignoring? What should I not allow to distract me? And then your brain also has to have working memory, the ability to recall relevant information to take action to move forward. Okay. Think about it when you're like driving a car. What do you pay attention to? Every single thing that's happening around you, in your car, next to your car, in front of your car, behind your car when you're driving? No. We pay attention to red lights. We pay attention to speed limits. We pay attention to lane lines. Can we agree on that? Pretty accurate. We don't pay attention to all the other signs on the side of the road. You can't tell me how many trees you pass on a certain street. You don't know what color or types of cars all passed you in the last 15 seconds. It's not what we're paying attention to, what we're focused on. We're inhibiting those things. And then your working memory is being able to recall relevant information to move forward. So getting from your house to your job. Your brain has a working memory. It's so habitual at this point. How many of you sometimes get where you're going and you're like, how did I get here? How did I get here? Because your working memory was at play. It was so focused on what it needed to be focused on, not being distracted by what it didn't need to be distracted by, that you were taking the necessary action to move forward. That is how crystal clear we have got to get our brain in our business. We got to know at any given moment, what am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be doing? What am I supposed to be blocking out? And then what do I need to know to take action to move forward? Wouldn't it be nice if you knew the answer to those things all the time? How much time would we save if we didn't have to say, oh crap, I'm supposed to be doing new contacts and here I am scrolling. Oh my gosh, I need to do this instead of that. What if we got so in tune with what was required to be successful here that this was easy for all of us to recall and for all of our team to recall? All right. So as leaders, we have got to be sure that we are attending to the right things in our personal business, as well as helping our team members attend to what is most important in theirs. Listen, you guys. We cannot assume that simply because something is available for use or consumption, that it is what is needed to move the needle forward in your business. The danger in focusing on everything is that eventually you will be focused on nothing. I asked somebody the other day, I said, tell me what you're growing in. What are you learning? And the answer was good. Like, she's like, well, I'm listening to this podcast or reading that book and doing this thing and the other thing. And she had all these things that she was consuming. And I was like, right, but what are you learning? Like, what are you focused on growing in? What's the thing? And she was like, oh my gosh, well, now that you say that, I've just been focused on learning, like not anything in particular. And so because I haven't been focused on anything in particular, I haven't really been making progress on anything in particular. Kind of like if your child wanted to be a star athlete, but every single day he was doing a different sport. Every day. Today it's golf, tomorrow lacrosse, the next day basketball, the next day skiing, third day or fifth day curling. Like, he's obviously not going to be focused on becoming very skilled at any one thing, although he's playing sports all the time. That's kind of how it can be sometimes with working our business. You guys, listen, heed the warning at the bottom. Confusion kills progress, and people will not stay in a state of confusion for long. Confusion is uncomfortable and people will leave. People will leave. Our job has got to be bring clarity. Okay, bring clarity. So this is the healthy recruitment pipeline. Screenshot this paper if you need. You can print this out, write on it. Matter of fact, I would challenge you to do that. I'm going to teach the pipeline. I'm going to tell you how to know who goes where, and then I'm going to tell you what to do daily or at least consistently in each section, and then how what we provide works into this pipeline. Sound like a good plan? Everybody good with that? Okay. So your cold market. This is just people who are deciding whether or not to follow you. That's it. Cold market means you don't have any connection with them ever from ever. Now, sometimes people will say, well, we went to high school together, but she's my cold market. No, she's not. If you have connection at all from ever, they're automatically considered warm market. Cold market is strangers. Now, does that mean that you can't build a cold market? No, you absolutely can. You should. It's how it's going. Learning how to work in this section of the pipeline is what ensures you never run out of business. You never run out of business. The most confident you can ever become in network marketing is when you realize you can start at one end of this pipeline and get all the way to the other end. That's the most freeing. When I realized that I knew how to take a stranger, turn them into a friend, get them started on their products, help them love their products, and then take off in the business, that's when I knew I would never run out of people. That's when I knew that this business was going to provide the security and the longevity that I desired. All right. Warm market. People who are beginning to interact with you through liking, commenting, polls, stories, private messages, etc. Or people that you've had some sort of rapport and relationship with in your past at any time. Okay. They can be really warm or like lukewarm. Doesn't really matter. If they're engaging in any way, they're considered your warm market or existing in any way, basically. Okay. Current customers. So these are people that have purchased, but are still deciding if they like it or not. So they're new. Are they going to be Plexus lifers? Are they going to be here 30 days? Are they going to be here a year? These people should be in your onboarding and customer care system. Okay. These people, you should be taking steps to help them love their products and get a good experience here. All right. And then you've got your loyal customers and ambassadors. These are your repeat customers, your hype squad. They love the products. They might tell a friend occasionally, but when they do, it's usually like, hey, go talk to my friend Christina. She'll hook you up. Like, they're your hype squad. I have people that have been ordering products for me for 7-8 years. They're the hype squad. They just love our products. And then they've just been here a long time. And then you have your working team members, people who are building the business, taking action. They want to make money. All right. When you sit down to work, you have to show up in each of these parts of the pipeline. If you let any one part of the pipeline dry up, it's going to prevent the next section of the pipeline from being full. So you can kind of think of this pipeline as a bucket of water that spills over into the next section, that spills over into the next section, that spills over into the next section, that spills over into the next section. So think about it this way. If I don't play in the cold market, that makes me uncomfortable, expanding my network. I just don't play over there. Eventually, what happens to the warm market? It dries up like a raisin. The only way to ensure that the warm market never dries up is to be sure that the bucket from the cold market is spilling over into the warm market. Right? But if I don't play around in the warm market and engage in the process of converting friends into product users, then my current customer pipeline is going to dry up. Well, if I don't have new and current customers, I certainly can't have loyal customers. And if I'm not helping people love the products, I'm probably not having working team members. So do you understand that when you're thinking about how do I build a business, this pipeline, it should drill down into focus for you. Did I work in my cold market this week? Did I work in my warm market this week? Did I take care of my new customers this week? Have I spent time loving on my loyal customers and casting vision for the business this week? Am I supporting my working team members this week? For me, when I saw this, it was like, oh, that's all I have to do? Why did I make this so complicated in my brain? I'm in my brain over here with 873 tasks list and 473 IPA sheets. And it's like, oh, just do that. Okay. And then I have a blank pipeline where I would put people in where they belong. Like I would write actual names. Who is in my cold market that I'm working on building rapport with? Who's in my warm market that I need to be reaching out to about Plexus for the first time or a follow-up? Who are my new customers that I need to serve? Who's been here a while that's loving their products that I could cast vision about the business? And who's working the business, taking action that needs my support every day? Do you see how if I could actually put names in these columns, all of a sudden my work becomes crystal clear. Crystal clear. And I can work my business and then leave my office knowing I've got a very healthy business if I'm showing up consistently here. Okay. So what do you do in each section of the pipeline? What are the things that you need to do daily? I'm going to show you. Cold market. You need to add value to your social media. This is what's going to allow them to interact and like and comment. So put things out there that people want to consume. There's plenty of social media training out there. There's plenty in the mentorship and those guides. If this is an area that you need to improve, there's plenty of things that you can learn. It is a simple skill set that just requires practice. You need to be adding new people. This is how you expand your network. So that looks like going and, maybe it's adding the suggested friends. Maybe it's going to someone's Facebook profile and seeing kind of friends y'all have in common and adding them there. Maybe it's a common interest, adding the parents from the soccer team or the moms from the band. Maybe it's going to the neighborhood group and adding friends from there. Just getting creative with how can I add friends today? And then engage with people who accept your friend request. So go engage on their comments, wish them a happy birthday, ask where they got their new shirt, engage back and forth on purpose. And remember, if this is part of your consistent activity, this is something that you'll do a couple of different times a week. So you'll always have new people that you are moving through cold toward warm. Okay. All right, warm market. What do I do with my warm market people? Well, we tell product stories and share testimonies. Okay, this can be done on social and private messages. Respond to every like, comment, and poll. Invite them to take a look at the product or the business in the direct messages. This is where you're saying, hey, Terry, I noticed that you dropped a comment the other day on my post. I'm just curious, has anybody taken the chance or taken the time to share Plexus with you? Something very simple like that. Getting in their inbox, engaging on their content. You notice that doesn't ever stop. That doesn't ever stop. Engage on their content and then plug them into a follow-up system. You guys remember, most people cannot conceive of making a decision on your first reach out or your second reach out or sometimes your fifth reach out. So engage in a process where you're bringing new information every time you show up in their inbox, whether that's a new testimony you thought that they could relate with, whether that's an offer to drop a sample in the mail, whether that's letting them know about a sale, whether that's inviting them to an event. Follow up. Okay, so down here at the bottom, these are the resources that Plexus Freedom Team offers that you can utilize in this particular area of the pipeline. So you see we have Gut Health and Happiness. That's a group full of thousands of health testimonials that you can either go tag them in if you add them to the group, or I like to go grab something out of there and send it in a private message. And I would just say, Terry, I know when we talked before, this was what you were struggling with. And I came across this testimony that reminded me of you, thought you would love to read it. So now I've shown up in their inbox, giving something away for free to encourage and inspire them about our products. So, and then also virtual events. You obviously, if we're having a product event, you totally can utilize that to invite them. So that's who that would go to, whether it's a product event, a business webinar, if you guys have been talking about the business, utilizing those kinds of events. So Gut Health and Happiness, I start plugging people into that when they're in my warm market. Okay, current customers. These are new people who have started using their products. They're not sure if they love Plexus yet or not. Guys, you have to utilize the retention system. Your job is not done when someone joins. Your job just begins when they join, because look at the rest of the pipeline. If you want them to stay and eventually move through the pipeline, it starts with you helping turn a new customer into a loyal customer. And that starts with the retention system. Now, the retention system is typed up very nice and neatly for you to utilize, but the main thing is having recurrent and consistent conversation with your new product users. More than just, how's it going? How are they supposed to know how it's going, right? Utilizing that retention system allows you to ask questions that's going to draw them out. It's going to expand their focus and continue to build their belief. So you've got to make it a point to use the retention system. Engage in their journey to build customer loyalty. So engage in what's happening with their products. Engage in what's happening with their life. Remember when I said continue to engage on their content? That continues even when they're a current customer. Go ahead and still comment on her daughter's prom dress photo. Continue to build that relationship so that they will feel brand loyal to you. And then always ask the magic question to gauge their interest in sharing. They've gotten started. Now you need to let them know that there's a referral opportunity. Hey, listen, when you love your products, do you think you'll be telling people about them? And then when they say, yeah, I probably would tell people, there's a whole PDF that you can go find in the team page that tells you exactly what to say if they say, yeah, I would share, or I don't know, or I don't think so. There's an entire resource that you can grab that will tell you what to do with that magic question. But you got to ask. Every single person who joins has got to be offered the opportunity to make money here, because you guys, there are things that keep people up at night that are not health related. They are wealth related. And people are losing very important sleep and getting lots of gray hairs because if you've noticed the economy lately, listen, it ain't friendly. It ain't friendly. And we have an opportunity that can relieve some of that pressure. So when someone joins, this is when you add them to the wellness community, Plexus Freedom Wellness Community. Now, this group, you do not have to make a welcome post for this person in the wellness community. So you don't have to say, hey, welcome my friend Terry to the team. There is one post that's pinned to the wellness community with kind of what to expect in there. That's like a generic, not generic, but like an overall welcome. That's the post you tag them in and say, welcome Terry to the team. You comment that underneath the welcome post, because we want that customer care group to be so crisp and so clean for our product users. So that's how we're going to utilize that. Now, when you ask them the magic question and they say, yeah, I'm open actually to making some money here, they go into the mentorship page that we have, where we have, the biz webinar or the kickoff or the guides for how to make money. That is when you utilize that page. Now, I heard something today and they said, Well, so-and-so wants to build a business, but I just got to figure out what to do, how to support them, what I need to teach them and train them on. And I thought, no, you don't. You don't have to do that. We have literally done that work for you. All you have to do is find out if they're open to making money. And then when they say yes, you plug them in to the mentorship page and you say, listen, guide 1, step 1, this is exactly what you need to get off to a strong start. I'm here and I want to hear from you as you're working through this guide. Once we complete the activity in guide 1, we're going to move right into guide 2. And I tell my people, listen, if you jump in here and you work through these guides and take the action that it's prescribed, there's no way you won't be making money. There's no way. Everything that they need to be trained on or plugged into or have access to, down to like links to the videos and where to find information, it has all been built out in there for you. You just have to utilize it. Okay, loyal customers, they've been here a minute. What should you do with them? Well, invite them to participate in team events like the step challenge we're doing right now. That is something that loyal customers, they love this stuff. They will eat it right up. Invite them. We do that Jules' favorite things Christmas party. Invite them to that. Here's an idea. Help them write their testimony. Just say, hey, Terry, I know that you've been using our products for 6 or 8 months, and I'm just curious, have you ever thought about writing down your testimony? Remember that testimony group that I grabbed some testimonies from early on to help build your belief? Well, I know your story would inspire others. Could I help you write out what you used to struggle with compared to how you feel now? And they're going to say, yeah, totally, help me write it up. And then when you do, you can ask them to post it. Like, hey, have you thought about posting this? I bet your friends and family could relate. And even if they're not ready to post, you could say, do you mind me sharing your story? I know it would inspire people. And then continue to share the earning potential every month. Continue to build, to send testimonies to build wider product belief. You can continue to share business testimonies to build business belief. But like this month, obviously there's extra cash on the table. You better believe I'm reaching out to people who have loved their products and just saying, Terry, you've been loving these products for a long time. This is how much money you could earn this month if just 3 of your friends decided to do what you already love. Have you thought any more about whether or not you'd like me to help you do that? Okay. All right. So where do these people need to be? They need to be in the wellness community. These are the ones who I would be inviting to the book club because they're obviously here for some community. Same thing for the in-person and virtual events. So if you have a sip and see, invite those loyal product users. You can ask them to stand, share their testimony. They absolutely love it. Okay, they love it. All right. Now you have somebody who says, I want to make money. What do you do with them? You utilize the mentorship guide and weekly mentorship calls. They should be getting on those Monday night calls at 8 o'clock for coaching. What you don't have to do is also expect them to be on, if they're brand new, y'all, listen, if they're brand new, I'm plugging them into the mentorship and I'm telling them to get on the mentorship call at 8 on Mondays and the book club on Thursdays. I'm not requiring that they get on the team call. Not yet, they're brand new. I'm not requiring that they get on an hour coaching call with me. They don't need that. They need to be working through the guides and getting on the mentorship calls. I'm going to check in on their messenger and ask how it's going and send some voice messages. But any time that they have to work their business, I want them working on what's going to move the needle forward. And that is working through the guides and taking that action. So be very, very careful to ask your people for more time to do more things that aren't income producing. Okay. I'm going to recognize their effort and their results. Okay. I'm going to help them get wins fast. Let me talk to your friend. I'm going to offer 3-way chats. I'm going to offer 3-way calls. I'm going to help them get some wins fast, and I'm not going to overwhelm. That means that I might not be putting them, y'all, I have new people. I'm not even putting them in the giveaway chat yet. I don't need them to have one more thing to attend to, and I can't assume that they will know to inhibit that distraction. If they have 10 minutes, I want them to be sending a reach out message, not feeling like they need to scroll up through a giveaway chat. right? Because they're brand new. They're not even silver yet. They're not going to know to inhibit or ignore that distraction. I want to make sure that I'm calling them to exactly what they need to pay attention to. Okay. All right. So mentorship guides and calls, book club, when they go silver, that's when I'm putting them in Plexus Freedom Team. So that's a little bit different. Before we had the mentorship or the wellness community, Freedom Team is kind of where everyone went at one time. Now I'm putting people over there after they're silver, because it's kind of like graduating from the mentorship into Plexus Freedom Team. And you guys, even sometimes here, I'm using my discernment, because if somebody goes silver because they're doing the income producing activities to get joins, they might be ready to be in the Freedom Team page. But if they went silver because they signed up their mom, their husband, and their daughter, but they haven't really had to engage in IPA, they're probably not ready to graduate that mentorship group yet. I need to see some evidence of actual IPA, handling objections, overcoming them, closing the deal before I graduate them from the mentorship into the team page. So just use some discernment there. For some people, they might not need to be in the team page until they're senior silver. Matter of fact, that is usually my rule of thumb. Again, because that's a massive page and I want to inhibit all distractions and keep them focused on exactly what's going to help them get what they want. Okay. When you have somebody that's saying, hey, I'm in this, I'm all in, I'm making some money. I'm absolutely casting vision for corporate events like convention in June in Vegas. You're not going to find somebody who is going to rank up in the next year who doesn't do everything in their power to get to this event. Same thing with Leaders Retreat, Super Saturday, etc. Okay, so take a screenshot of this page so that you know who goes where and what to do. But you guys, do you see you could create your actual daily mode of operation simply using the pipeline and ensure you never ever run out of people to talk to. You never have any part of your pipeline that dries up. This is how you create a long-term sustained business. Okay, so let's recap. Before someone joins, we utilize gut health and happiness for testimonies. We invite them to events to build belief. When someone joins, we add them to Plexus Freedom Wellness Community, no shout out needed, tag them in the pinned welcome post, and we start the retention system. When someone's interested in making money, we add them to the mentorship page and tag them in guide 1. We tell them about the weekly mentorship calls. We follow up and hold them accountable to what they're doing in the guides. Hey, Terry, I know when we talked yesterday, we're going to work in guide 1. How is that? Hold on, y'all. Siri, talk to me. How's it going? How's it going with guide 1, Terry? Tell me how it's going. Hold them accountable and help them move along. And then you can shout out their first join in the mentorship page. No picture or graphic is needed. Just a text like, shout out to Terry. She got her first join today. Way to go. 2 more to silver. Okay. When someone goes silver, or if you're like me, when someone goes senior silver, that's what I'm going to add them to Freedom Team. I'll do their graphic announcement. We'll celebrate the fact that they have gone silver. All right. Okay. So the main thing that I wanted to make sure that you guys took away from tonight's call is knowing who goes where, knowing how to show up in each part of your pipeline every single day so that you never find yourself going, I don't have anyone to talk to, or I don't have any new business builder or any new product users to share the business with. Showing up and attending to every one of those areas of your pipeline, it should give you the freedom then to inhibit other distractions. Listen, there's always going to be a good podcast someone shares that you should listen to, or a great training video, or this fancy sparkly event you could go do. There's always going to be a lot of things you could do, but knowing exactly what to pay attention to. When you sit down to do your Plexus work, you should be crystal clear. This is my cold market time. I'm going to do the work required here. It's my warm market time. I'm going to do the work required here. And that means if something pops up that's not part of that, your brain has the freedom to disregard, because your working memory is here and I know exactly what I'm supposed to be doing in this particular pillar at the time. Okay. Hope that's helpful. Let me stop the recording and I will answer questions.
I have a question.
I can figure out how to stop.